Oh, I mean, it's an honor. It's honestly hard for me not to get emotional about it because she is my hero, and I'm finally going to meet her. I've heard so many amazing stories about Rosies that have already passed on, so to sit down face to face with one is at the chance of a lifetime.
Well, I never considered myself a Rosie now even, because I thought that was the people that made ships and I just repaired them, you know. I never got into a ship. I just worked in a machine shop making parts, you know, for them. So I never considered myself a Rosie.
You sound like some of the soldiers we meet who say they don't consider themselves to be heroes.
Yeah.
Can you describe your workplace?
Well, I think one neat thing is when I started there, I first worked on some machines that you couldn't do anything. They had to be fixed all the time. The setup guy was always there helping you. And then they moved me to the next machine, and it made bolts. So the setup man showed me how to make a bolt, and then he went in a little side room there and watched me. And I made the whole bolt, and then I looked at him, and he came over. I think he was surprised that I knew how to make the whole bolt, but that was my training that had helped me out. And from there I moved on up to the harder machines and the more precise things that we had to make. I made one double left-hand Acme threaded bolt. I'm most proud of that thing, and I didn't break the tool.
Did you feel like you were contributing to the war effort?
I didn't consider that I was doing anything for the war effort. It was just a job, you know. I didn't even with all this Rosie business, I wasn't one of the Rosies, you know, because did the riveting and like that. I just figured I worked for my money, and it was during the war and just helping out, you know.
Do you feel like women war workers were respected in the workplace at the time?
Oh, yes. Yeah, very much. Yeah, they treated me very nicely. We had all men setup men, but the rest, all the machine workers were ladies.
What were the best things about being a war worker?
Oh, I think the accomplishment, knowing that you're doing something that is good to help out, you know, and help the ships to get back and carry on their duties.
If you were based nearby, did you stay at home or did you stay in any of the
No, I
docks?
lived at home with my mom and dad and my sister. And then we walked down the hill and got on a bus, and the bus took us around the Sound and into Bremerton, Washington, and that's where the Navy Yard was.
Today we have so many modern conveniences with our phones and staying up to date, but when you were there, how did you keep up with the war's progress?
Well, we had radios. I heard when Pearl Harbor was attacked, then I was in the 12th grade, and I was developing some snapshots with a friend of mine, and then President Roosevelt came on the radio, and he told about us being attacked at Pearl Harbor, and he says, "I hate war." But then we were in it, you know.
How did the end of the war affect you?
Well, by that time I was married, and we were living in Colorado Springs, and in March my husband was discharged, and we were very happy about that. So then another man that lived in Detroit, he helped my husband drive, and we filled up the back seat, even with the tops of the front seats, and then one person could lay back there while the other two drove.
Did you feel a change of attitude toward women after the war?
I don't know. I wasn't conscious of it, except that it was just natural to work. You know, if you could get a job, you'd work.
How did your time as a war worker affect the rest of your life?
Well, I suppose it gave me independence, you know, that you can take care of yourself.
I just have to say, you are so inspiring. I was a stay-at-home mom for quite a while, and I just started working again this past year. But I look in the mirror and I think that women like you paved the way for women like me So thank you so much.
Well,
I know you may not think it's a big deal, but it is. And I appreciate you very much.
yeah, you wonder if it would have turned out that way and otherwise, you know, if we didn't have to go to work, you know. That just seemed like normal things to me, doing it. But knowing what I know now, it could have been that we just stayed home like our mothers did, you know.
Maxine, I know that this is tiring to reflect. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with us and share your memories and your stories.
Well,
And
it's
an honor.
amazing that you're interested in it.
I don't know how I can't be.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.